Hello, my name is Ellie. I am an artist who works full-time and really enjoys planning and journals and sketchbooks, obviously, artist. And I really enjoy watching planning and journaling content, and I just thought it'd be fun to make a little video going through my current system of notebooks and just how I use them and kind of ramble on about it for a little bit. I thought it could be a fun little video. So I'm just sitting down here unscripted, just gonna see what I can do. And I'm sorry if you hear my dog in the background at any point during this. Okay. I'm gonna start with this one on the top because it's my most recent edition. This is, can I remember the actual name of this? It's a Moleskine daily diary for 18 months, so 2023 and 2024. And I got this a little over a week ago, and it's August, end of August. So I am missing parts of July and August, but it's been really fun so far. My goal for this was to have a place that I could do a drawing, like a simple, quick drawing every single day, just to keep my inspiration flowing a little bit better and to just have something to look forward to, I guess. Sometimes it gets a little bit, I don't know what the word is, redundant. Working like a full-time job, same shift like every single day, you know? So I've been trying this out. I really, really enjoy it. It has taken some, it's taken some getting used to figure out how to fit it into the rest of my routine, but I'm really enjoying it. And I'm usually a digital artist, so this has helped me remember why I liked drawing in the first place with traditional stuff and just kind of branch out of my comfort zone. I'm drawing things that I'm comfortable with. I'm drawing, as you can probably tell from here, anime characters mostly, and then one American comic character. I'm drawing things that I want to draw when I want to draw them once a day. I'll give you all a little flip through because it's only been about a week. I won't really go into depth about any of this. But I just sit down and I sketch and then I ink it and then I just post it on my socials because I'm drawing because I want to and I'm posting because I want to. And if there's ever a point that I don't want to, I will probably just stop using this. And then I'm trying to keep track. You saw before that I had this request page, anything that I wanted to draw and then that my husband or my friends have requested. I'm just writing down here and I'm just checking them off as I go. And then also you saw that I have these calendars up here. I wrote down character birthdays from different shows so that I can know hey, this is a good day to draw them because they're going to be all over the internet anyway because it's their birthday. And I'm also writing on here what I drew that day, so I can, instead of having to flip through, if I want to know what I drew back in August, I can just look at this list. And then the other thing that I'm keeping track of is, this is the characters from One Piece I've drawn so far, Teen Titans, this is jokes that I've drawn, and then Naruto characters. I'm doing this because I do post on socials, and I know that at some point I'm going to want to post, for example, an Instagram carousel that has 10 One Piece drawings. So I can go on here and be like, which days did I draw One Piece without having to flip through these and without having to look through that calendar. It's all listed here. It's I have options for what I might want to find, what I might want to reference. That's the word. So I'm really enjoying that. It also gives me a way to use the like July and August pages that I didn't get to use, so I don't feel like I'm wasting anything. I don't know if I'm going to use all of these like other random pages up here. We will see. Like, I didn't know how much I'd actually be using these, so the fact that I'm using those, I might. I think the last thing I'll say about this one in particular is, if anyone's wondering why I chose to use this even though it has lined pages, the first thing is, as you can tell, I'm putting quotes in there. It's not just like a sketchbook. I'm using it like a journal, just like a creative outlet. And so since this is a creative outlet, I'm doing whatever I want. And the other thing is, if you're an artist, you know that sometimes just looking at a straight up blank page like this can be really intimidating, and it would sometimes, when I tried to do daily drawing in the past, just shut me off. I don't know what to do. So by having the lines on there, as silly as it is, it doesn't feel like this space is as precious. Like, I can mess up on this page and literally no one will care. No one will care. So that is that one. I'm hoping to make content of me drawing in here. It's just really hard for me to find quiet moments like these because I basically live in one room with my husband and my dog, so finding times to talk is kind of rare. Let's see, unless you want a lot of background noise. And I am still recording, that's what I was just checking. Let's see. And let me pull out this one next that I just put in there as an example. This is a Leuchtturm? Leuchtturm, is that how you say it? I'm sorry. A Leuchtturm 1917. I got this in 2020 at the beginning of my spring semester 2020 of college as a notebook I was required to have for class. I was like, I might as well get something that I could use when the class is over as well. And this is a summary of that, actually. Because I've been using this ever since then. Obviously very on and off because it's still not full. Almost 4 years later, honestly. It's almost been 4 years at this point. So I've started to make sure I date every page, even if it is super unimportant. And I put this note to kind of explain, like, if I come back to this journal later, like what all is going on in here, just because I started to look back at these things and be like, what the heck is this? And so I would look into it. And this is like notes from my college classes, and I graduated back in 2021. So like, it's so crazy to look at all of this. I filled in a lot of pages. I'm not going to flip through the whole thing. Maybe if someone's interested in that, I could do like a separate video or something. But I mean, we're just skipping through. Like, I don't have any dates on any of this, so I don't know how much time I just skipped. Sins. But this has always just been, ever since like I didn't have classes to put it in here anymore. This is just, I don't know if I want to say junk journal. I called it like the trash section of my brain when I was trying to describe what each of these notebooks were. It's like, if I need a piece of, like, a scrap piece of paper, I either use a sticky note or I use this. And obviously I do a lot of like random little doodles in here over time. There's a Dutch Bros sticker. I don't know. A breakdown of projects. That's the thing I do a lot in here, is project planning. I need to skip a lot because I think there's probably spoilers for my big project in there. Here's when I was like, I really need to start practicing from imagination again because I draw from reference way too much, but that's a good thing. But then now I feel like I can never draw anything from my mind like I used to, but my drawings are better now that I use reference. It's a whole, it's so convoluted in my brain right now, but Oh yeah, I made my mom a Mother's Day gift this year. Like, I used a lot of pages this year because I was like, I have this, I'm gonna use it. Hopefully that isn't too much like personal information there. This is just like, I'll use this to like lay out my to-do list when I'm looking at my weeks in my Hobonichi, and then I'll go on my dailies and copy it again, which isn't the most efficient. I'm trying to look for a way to like stop that, but. And this is the most recent page. It's me looking at the projects I'm currently working on for this year and figuring out which ones I want to or am able to finish this year and which ones are going to be carrying over to next year. And then I figured out for the last 4 months of the year where I'm going to do each of these things. And I'm pretty happy with it. I have less going on in December for the most part because the holidays, and I'm also probably going to be moving in December again because I moved in December last year and it was a mess, so I'm trying to not put too much on me in December. So piling it more on these. Hopefully it is going to work because I really want to get all of that off my plate so I can open up other projects and other opportunities that I want to do. I'm not going to show it because I don't know if my husband would be comfortable with it necessarily, but in the back we have where we work on our budgeting. So I do have some of the pages in the back that are taken up. Apparently I ripped a page out at some point. I don't remember doing that, but I have this much left still. I have a little over 100 pages probably. So yeah, I'll probably have it for another year or so, most likely. I thought about buying like a notebook to be my like, I don't know, I forgot what it was called. I watched a video where she had a little notebook that she carries around that she'll put notes down inside of her phone, which I probably need because I always lose my phone notes in the amount of phone notes that I have. But I realized I was like, I have this. I could be using this like that, and I kind of do use this like that. And then I thought about buying a project planning journal, and I'm like, that's why I have this. So this is my trash journal. This is like junk from my brain goes in here. It is a junk journal, I guess. I'll just use that word. And I said that this one is like my heart, my creative side, like get that out on paper, that in case I don't get it out in other outlets during the day. And then my Hobonichi cousin is like my brain. This is where like everything is organized for once in my life. Making sure it's still recording again. So Hobonichi cousins are really popular on YouTube from what I can tell because I watched so many videos of them, and that's what got me to try one out in the first place. So I won't go into too much in depth about like how this planner works. I guess just more of like how I use it. And I have random stickers in here, and this is supposed to be Robin from One Piece. I don't think it looks like her now that I'm looking at it again, but that's fine. I don't really use these yearly ones. As of last night, I was trying to mess with making them habit trackers now because when I started at the beginning of the year, I was trying to track how many hours of work I did on creative stuff. It obviously didn't last very long. To be fair though, I hurt myself on February 1st and was just knocked out for like the rest of the month. Not literally, but I didn't do much, so I don't really think that's my fault. But anyway, so this was just like a test because I didn't do December in here. But I didn't know how exactly to use my monthlies yet. I knew that I wanted to do like a big like master to-do list, but I couldn't figure out exactly how to make it work. So it didn't really last for a while. Like I didn't really use it much for a while, and then I would sometimes forget to do things because I didn't check it. And then I got to April, and I obviously didn't put the master to-do list here, but I had this list of all of these art project stuff that I wanted to do. And I had seen a TikTok that she says she works on like 3 projects at a time. I wish I knew who it was. I didn't keep track, but She works on like 3 art projects at a time, and she'll get to a certain point on one, like a third of the way done, and then rotate to the next one, and then just keeps rotating like that, so she doesn't necessarily get bored. And I was like, I think I need to do something like that, because forcing myself to just work on one project at a time, especially because I have this big project I've been working on since August of last year. I just sometimes don't want to work on my creative projects just because I'm bored and I feel like I've done it so much already. So I tried this and it works really well for me. It's evolved from this, but I'm analyzing more of like how my own brain works, and I'm really appreciative of that. So here you can see I went ahead and marked out what the rotation would be for each week of May. I was like, this week goes here and this one goes here and so on, and that worked really well for that month. But then I think it's June that it didn't work quite as well because I had a lot more going on. I don't think it looks like it. It doesn't look super busy, but our roommates got married and we were doing so much stuff that I just didn't finish things, and that made me feel bad, and it just like everything got pushed back. And then I got sick at the end of July, and there was something else that happened in July, like at an anniversary and stuff, and it just, everything got pushed back, and it just was stressing me out to have like, and this week I have to do this and I have to do that, and at the beginning of the month dictating what I had to do. So for this month, which I wish I put it over here, I was trying to make it different by putting it over here, but I'm going to switch it back for September. I went ahead and I just split it up by project, and then I can just naturally be like, I want to work on this one today, this one tomorrow, this one the next day, and it's still a rotation, and all the steps are lined up for me, but it's not set in stone. If I'm working on this redraw, and I like working on this redraw, and I want to keep working on it the next day, then I can. And that really works for my brain. Like I said, this journal is my brain. So now that I've talked through my evolution of my monthlies and rambled on for way too long, I will explain, I think, a little bit more about how I use the whole journal. So I start with the to-do list here, and then I go to, let me choose which one. I think I'm going to go with this one. I go to my weekly and I look at what I have to do in that week, and I make a list usually in my pink journal of like things that are only for that week along with things from this to-do list, and separate them into different categories, and then put the to-do list here that I can keep an eye on. And I use this section for memory planning, and I come in and check on it and fill it in every day. Memory planning, it's just, oh, this is what I did today. But oh my goodness, I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry, that was a really long piece of silence. But I take the big to-do list and I make it smaller and I write it out here. And I did switch up my categories. That's what I was trying to think of. So I had it under art, life, social, chores before. You can ignore meals because I was attempting that. It didn't work. That's what I had the categories as before. But I was just starting to learn that if I was sitting at my desk to do stuff, then I wouldn't leave to go do something else. And if I was doing stuff outside, then I didn't want to go to my desk. And so to try to accommodate for that this week, I changed it to things I do at my desk, things I do around my home, which I need to cross some of these off, things I need to do outside of my house, which my laundry is a laundromat outside of my house, so I put that under there, and then like events, because these were all mixed up in these other categories, and now I feel like it's much more straightforward, and I really liked it like this, and it's a lot easier for me to be like, okay, so Saturday this week is going to be a desk day, and I'm going to get all of this stuff done, and then Sunday this week is going to be a cleaning day, so I'm going to get all of this done, which I have. I just haven't marked it off yet. I wanted to make this video. And then I take that, since, as I said, I decided today was going to be a cleaning day, and I mark on my dailies, which I mark with this little sticky. I just mark down what's left on that list that I want to do and get done that day, and then I only have to look here to know what to do, which is perfect for me because this is overwhelming. I just sit here staring at it and I don't know what to do. But if I pick it out, I usually pick stuff, like do this part the night before. I sit down the night before and I pick out all this stuff. Then the day of, I can just be like, okay, what am I doing today? Look at this list and pick from this list and not even have to think, which is perfect. And then after I get the stuff done, then my brain is rolling and I can plan the next day. That's how it works best for me. I do have, today I was again trying out the habit trackers in the yearly section that I pointed out before. Obviously I don't know how to get there. So these are the categories that I would usually write here in like a separate section from like my to-do list. But since I write those every single day, I was just thinking like it'd be easier to have the habit tracker at the front and just cross those off, and then just have like make the list even shorter and even less overwhelming. Then like this one, especially for yesterday when I was doing all of this art, like it is intimidating to look at that. But this isn't quite as bad. I was considering using a week's next year, a week's in like a bullet journal, to maybe make this a little bit more like streamlined, but I think that this is working with my brain, even if it's not super streamlined. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and get a Hobonichi cousin again for next year. I think I'm gonna try to get the purple One Piece cover for it, because that's so cute. But I don't know if I'm gonna get it, because I think I heard that it's a little bit hard to get. But those are the three that I am using every single day as of right now. We got planner, junk journal, and daily drawing diary. And I did want to show off, I have a couple of cute little sketchbooks that I've started, barely, but I thought I'd just show off how cute they are, because they're also in my arsenal even if I'm not using them quite as much, which this came from my friend Barb. Thanks, Barb. I love elephants. But yeah, it's pretty much like the same kind of content, because I'm obsessed with Nico Robin, and I was trying to make a illustration about social anxiety, and I just never did, and you can't really tell what it is in that thumbnail. And then I have Nico Robin again, so I'm hoping I get to use this a little bit more. And then this is one I bought for myself. It has little sunflowers on the side, which is really pretty. And surprise, and more Nico Robin. I don't even know if this is in frame, but it's still fun to show you. This is me remembering that I own Copic markers and that they're really fun to use. But some of them are like dying and they were smearing the ink a little bit, so it's not perfect. But I don't know, I might try to like color drawing with Copic markers again at some point. That's what I wanted to do as an artist when I was a kid, is like the Copic markers that were everywhere at the time, but I ended up being more of a digital artist. And then I have thumbnails for page 1 of my original story that I was going to try to work on soon, but I think I'm gonna postpone for this year. And that's it for this one. I really like drawing in this one because it's nice and big, and doing the thumbnails in here was amazing. So I'm definitely gonna come back to this one, but since I'm postponing working on this project, I might have to postpone working in this more, but that's okay because I would love this to be my thumbnail sketchbook. And this is my nonsense sketchbook. I can sense a pattern here. Whew. But I hope that this video was some good background noise for you. Let me know if you're interested in tours of any of these in more detail and not just me rambling about how I use them. I don't even know if this looks good, but yeah, let me know if you're interested in any of that. I am hoping to just make more videos of me rambling and getting to talk to people about this, I guess, hobby, lifestyle, way of thinking. I'm just really enjoying it. If you have any tips as well for ways that you would use these, I would always love to hear that. And I just really hope you have a great day, and hopefully I'll be uploading again soon.